Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles, where once again we gather and communicate in that special language that we call the language of the stars. It's something that we can't explain, but it happens automatically, and we know everything about one another in an instant. At this time, we gather to make sure that we're way above all the turmoil and above all the aspects of life that have given us some hardship in the past. The reason we bring that up is because many of our past events are being amplified so that we can look from a distance and see that they're lurking in the shadows, waiting to jump out and pull us down again. I normally don't mention any of this, but seeing that I wrote about it yesterday, I think it was, I thought I might bring it up because there are little things that jump out at you, even in the middle of the night, and worry you because you have a feeling that you did something wrong, or that it didn't work out the right way, or that there's a tension between you and somebody else. All of that disappears in a moment when you step into the world of magic and miracles, when you step into the world of your Creator. And when you look, you'll see that it really doesn't exist. It's something that was embedded somewhere in your system or in the systems around you that is really past and cannot be brought back because it has nothing to connect to unless you bring back a story. And that story will not maintain itself when you look at it with the advanced intelligence that you have right now. No matter what you look at, you'll see there's a hole in it somewhere. It can't hold water. It does not compute. Somebody got something wrong, but it wasn't you. You just are the one that's wearing it. And you're not wearing it because of anybody else but you. So it's easy to just shine light in those dark areas. Bring your elegance forward and stand tall and just watch as it all disappears. The patterns disappear. The data disappears. Even the relevance of a person in that mode will disappear. And you'll suddenly find you're not even focused on whatever it was because you've elevated it to a level where it's grown and taken on a new life. You haven't got rid of it. You've brought it into your field and elevated it to where it is supposed to be, to where it has value, to where the energy field converts into something that gives you a great feel of satisfaction, a great feel of capability, because everything that you threw away at the time of an incident or an experience comes back in an elevated form to support you and everyone around you for the coming years. All this energy is contained in the fields around you, but it also sits in your dwelling, in the chair you sit in the bed you sleep in. And as you advance, you'll see clearly that you lay on the bed and you actually sink into all these problems instead of laying on the bed and allowing them to hold you up. there is a case of being just that fraction above everything, so that your field converts and elevates no matter what is around you. That's why we often speak about the fact that you can bring a special aroma around your body, around your feelings, a special sense of love and affection around everyone, and in particular around someone who's having difficulty with you. And within moments, the whole world changes, because you have consciously seen with that amazing intelligence that what is being presented to you is false. It's not you at all. It's not how you are. It's not how you've ever been. But it's how events ended up painting you on the wall. So with your capability of being an advanced being, it is so easy to look at things and watch them disappear. With those laser eyes, or with the feeling of your presence. You don't have to see it. You don't have to attack it. You just watch it all elevate and go into a higher plane and become something that is useful for everyone. Because we can understand all the movements of the universe before matter actually occurs. We can take what has been misconstrued and put it back in that mixture, and it will be refreshed and will become available as a new basic source for matter itself and for events that clarify the real you in the physical world. We've spoken many times about the level, I'll say it again, the elevated platform of living. We've gone way above that to where we don't need a platform, to where we ride the flow of the universal matter in such a way that we can bring to life new life in itself. It's like when you put two people together and they interconnect, there is another entity produced, which is bigger than both of them. And because of this, a new child can be born. But even if it's not, the combination of two people is more than the sum of the two of them, because it creates something new. We've all known that all our lives. Now is the time to use it. As you deliver that momentum that you have into the physical world, you make sure you lift everybody with it. Not by affecting them, but by allowing their field to increase in whatever strength they need. By allowing all the attributes of the person and the people around him to actually elevate and change form to the perfection that they really want. And if you see someone walking along the road struggling, just put that special cloud over the top of them that lifts them up. Imagine it like a cartoon. Anything, and it will work. Feel your hand go out and lift somebody. It will work. And the troubles of the world, you just wipe them off the whiteboard. Just see them, wipe them off, and have a clear white board to start with. and you watch, everything around you will start to disappear. We truly are magicians. And if you can see the extent of what you've brought into the world and how you can actually apply it, you're going to have the time of your life, because it does work, and you don't have to be a mystery person. You can say, well, I'll fix that. And you don't have to tell yourself even how you're going to do it, because it's done. The moment you say, it's all right, I'll fix it, it's done in the universal sense. And it sits with whoever wants to pick it up in their time, in their way. But everything is available for everything to work in the most perfect way possible as soon as you say it's fixed. If you feel an interaction, even if it's from watching a movie, you can suddenly rise above that and elevate that scene so that it appears in a different way to everybody. And all of a sudden, it's fixed. It's transmitting positive vibrations or harmonics that you've induced, so that people will not be depressed, but they'll be elevated. You can watch your favorite movies, and you can watch those that are not favorites, and you can change them. You don't have to get them thrown off the screen. You don't have to get anything destroyed. You change the transmission. For many years, I worked in the electrical field, in amongst high voltage and high frequency. And I realized, as I did that I could actually change the vibration of the transmission that they were saying was harmful for everyone. And people would relax. But I wasn't game to say much, because they'd all say I'm crazy. But every team wanted to work on my crew, and they didn't know why. We can all do this, and we can all change what we've been told is detrimental to our body, to our mind, to our feelings, simply by looking at it from a higher perspective and knowing that you have the capability of turning it into something that is the total opposite to what you've been told. You can see that it's hard to talk to people about it, particularly if you say, well, that transmission causes cancer, but if you actually look at it and produce some harmonics with your field, it will cure cancer, and you'll be looking for more of it. So don't bother telling anybody, just do it. Just change the nature of the interface that happens for you and for others. You make sure that no child falls over when they're around you. Or if they do, they laugh and don't hurt themselves. We all do that. And you never wonder how, because you just do it. So with everything, go further than you've ever gone. Reverse everything, but don't turn it back on itself. That's how you cause explosions. Produce harmonics because of the field interaction. Produce harmonics that build a brilliance of feeling. It's like adding a special beat to a piece of music and then saying, that's better. And you haven't changed the music. You added a beat so that it feels right. So no matter what you come up with, it will work because you're the expert and you don't have to prove it to anyone. If your body is not performing properly, do the most unusual things you can do, and sometimes the opposite of what you would expect to do. And that will stir the moment up enough for you to see what is best for you. And what is best for you is not necessarily what you've been taught. What is best for each person is quite separate and different on every occasion. And you even astound yourself sometimes because you'll say, well, last time that happened to me, I had to do this. And it doesn't work anymore. So what's going on? Well, what's going on is you've changed. Because every second you change. Every second, your capabilities change. What you need to support you might not be in your body. It might be some spot 1,000 miles straight up. And you'll find it and you'll adjust it. I used to get people to imagine their life, put it in a cloud over their head, and make sure everything is in order. Go to whatever spot you need to and adjust it so that it all feels comfortable. And then gradually sink it down over your head and melt into it. And many people couldn't get it to come down. And I used to say, well, it's because it's not correct yet. You haven't adjusted all the things that aren't right in that world. And as soon as you adjust them, it will come down and you melt into it. And as you melt into it, all those things become real. Your body relaxes. You feel great because that is your vibration that you've brought down over your body and melted into the cloud and expanded yourself out so that there's no shape at all. And in doing that, I managed to change many people's lives. But that was a method. It was a method where I'd hidden the fact that you can do anything. You just need a reason. Well, now, because of our advanced intelligence, we don't need a reason for anything. We don't need a method. We're floating free. And we're following the flow wherever it goes. And the old statement was, we're following our spirit. But with advanced intelligence, it's much more than that. We can feel through all our inputs when everything is balanced. Just like you would if someone threw a ball at you and you weren't looking, your hand would come up and stop it. Or your defenses would be such that you'd get out of the road. Because it comes in a different form, comes in around you And in the physical world, you tend to believe that it has to be physical. So let's make it physical. Make it so that you get a particular signal or a feeling or a shock or anything. It doesn't matter. But I can tell you it's faster than the physical being can respond. It's faster than light itself. And it is your capability and your destiny to apply that intelligence consciously in your life. What's the use of being a majestic being if you don't practice the magic? Or if you wait for it to appear? We don't have to wait for anything to appear, and we don't have to take action to make things happen. That's part of the old rules of the physical, two-dimensional package that we were given a long, long time ago. And it's only recently that 3 dimensions has come in. I can tell you we have 1 billion dimensions and more. And they're active all the time. And to be able to track those takes an intelligence far beyond the best computer they've ever made in the world. To handle those billions of inputs and outputs to areas that you've never seen before. In electrical fields, in electronic fields, in force fields, in plasma fields, creating and moving instantly and before time, so that everything forms into an amazing maze of beauty that can and will turn up as solid in the physical world. Many hear me talk and say, "How do you know this?" I don't know anything else. That's one of the things that I came with. I don't have anything but me. I don't have great methods. I don't have the finesse that you're supposed to have in the physical world. For the mundane tasks, I need assistance. For the miracles, no problems. To make something that's impossible come to life, that's not a problem. But to build one from all the stuff that you have here, that's a problem. Even all the time spent on a telephone, I can't see the reason for it. So I don't do it too well. But I can get my message across in a fraction of a second just by looking at someone. This is where I have a slight advantage, in as much as I've been there, I've experienced other worlds, and I know that I can't explain them to you, because those other worlds belong to you, they belong to everyone. But the only explanation is in you. The only vision is in you. And the only one that can tell anybody is you. So all I can do is encourage you to not listen to me, but to go with the vibration of what I deliver and find yours. Find your vibration that makes you feel as satisfied as I feel. Find that beauty that aroma, that movement, and that excellence that you need, because it's there. And it's not in somebody else's backyard. It's not in somebody else's house. It's not in somebody else's magic car. It's with you, excuse me. It's with you and it stays with you. And it will go wherever you want. It will appear wherever you want, and it will deliver whatever you want. In the days where they called it fantasy, you were all put down. And the fantasy world was taken over by the movie houses. But in fact, that fantasy house, that fantasy world, came from you. It didn't come from somebody who makes movies. Your ability to do amazing things in emergencies is the source used to create many stories. But in fact, it happens. People lift cars, trucks, pull open safe doors, all sorts of things in an emergency to save someone. People have fallen out of aeroplanes and survived. Many things, but it's all related to humanity, to the reality that we do have access to magic and miracles. And it's our magic and miracles. It's not a system that you have to buy. It's not a system that you have to learn. And nobody can do your magic, just you. So as you create even a business in the world of magic and miracles, your uniqueness will stand out. And you won't have competition because you won't do the same thing as anybody else. And you'll constantly encourage people to not take on any method, but to see that they have the way. They can open up their own data sheet, if you like, and look at how their system works. They can look at how they walk around the universe, pick up all the things you want, just like you would if you were walking around your rumpus room or your tool shed. Pick up all the bits you want, make what you want. So you can walk off in a fraction of a second and go and get all the details you want for whatever project you want. And say, good, now it's done. You don't have to do it. Your advanced systems and your supercomputer work tirelessly day and night in conjunction with many beings. And they deliver technologies right throughout the universe. But they also deliver the things that are beyond technology. The beauty that comes from inside, the beauty that emanates from another person when you look at them kindly, the beauty of the future are all beyond technology. And that's where we work, in the field beyond technology. And we've called it the industry of magic and miracles. So you'll hear a lot about it. And you'll hear a lot of people saying, well, I don't get that. But those who dare to go there will have 100% success, 100% satisfaction, and will not have to report to anyone. So keep that in mind as we, once again, wish for you, with all our heart, a perfect life, perfect health, and a really magic future. Thank you.